Hello, everyone. We are sitting in the press box at Memorial Stadium following a 41-20 game, Illinois over Indiana. IU falls to 1-5 on the season, 2-0 or 0-2 rather, in the Big Ten. IU jumped out to a 10-0 lead. It looked like maybe it would be different from what everyone thought it would be going in, but then after that, Illinois basically went on a 41-10 run for the rest of the game. It really was never in doubt beyond a certain point. Joining me are Alex McCarthy and Justin Albers, fellow members of the IDS football crew, and a former member of that crew as well, Nathan Hart. Gentlemen, what do you think about what we just saw?
Well, yeah, it was a great start from the opening kickoff. Shane Wynn returned at 99 yards. We finally got to see that speed really come through for the Hoosiers. And then, like you said, reality kind of set in. Illinois was the better team on paper coming into the game, and they were the better team on the field during the game. So it was a fun start for Hoosier fans, I'm sure, and the rest of it, not so much.
I think IU is really struggling to find their identity at quarterback, too. I mean, I sat through the Illinois press conference instead of the Indiana one, but so I didn't hear any post-game comments from Wilson. But again, we're seeing Keel was out there, he struggled, and then Roberson came in and did some good things, but he's still a freshman, he's still learning the game. Wilson's talked about that in the past. So there's really struggling to find identity, can't establish a lot with the receivers yet, and so the offense is really struggling because the quarterback situation is still way up in the air.
Wilson said afterward, Keel suffered an ankle, he tweaked his ankle on the play when he was going down and kind of dished it to Stephen Houston for a big game. He came back in after that, but could never really plant off that foot and couldn't get any muster on the throws. Roberson came in. He said Wright Baker was about 90-95%, but they didn't want to push him this week, which is kind of interesting, especially when you're in a game early against a number 19 team in the country, that you're not going to push your best quarterback if indeed he is your best quarterback, and that's what I assume that they think, since that's what he said to open the press conference. So the quarterback thing is still going to be a problem going forward. Keel clearly is not the guy. He really looked bad at times today. Roberson had some promise, let it drive late, but I mean, almost all of this team's touchdowns come in the fourth quarter on offense. I mean, they had special teams wanting to open the game, but nothing but field goals after that until the fourth.
Mm-hmm. But that said, if you look at some of the fourth quarter rallies this season, you had Virginia, that was led by Wright Baker. You had North Texas, that was led by Dusty Keel, who did look pretty terrible today. And then today, if you want to say you sort of had a fourth quarter rally, and there sort of was. It was Trey Roberson playing then. So it's real. I mean, when IU is at its best, there still hasn't been any consistency at quarterback because it's been different people. But do you think if Wright Baker had been playing today, anything would have been different in the greater scheme of things?
Really a closer game, I think. I don't think it would have been 21 points. I think they'd probably score more points against an Illinois defense that does give up a lot of points at times. The only real comeback, I think, was the Virginia one. I mean, the North Texas one, a couple guys were just out of place. A guy was tying his shoe on a play. I mean, that wasn't really Keel making plays as much as it was North Texas not making them. And then today, I mean, Illinois kind of relaxed on that drive when Roberson let them down to cut it to 14, and then they marched right back down and said, no, this isn't a game at all. It's 21 again. So I think Wright Baker's your quarterback as long as he's healthy. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. Wilson says he isn't. I don't know if it's a discipline thing. He wasn't even, doing the hand signals on the sideline with Teddy Shell and Adam Follen. So I don't know what's going on there. But I think he is your number one guy. He's your guy with the biggest upside if he's healthy.
I was going to say one thing. I mean, without Wright Baker, you just saw it when IU got the ball at the 3-yard line and couldn't punch it in for a touchdown. Like they had to. They were down, I think, 14-10 or 13-10. They needed to score a touchdown there. And then they ran with Keel. Like, it's just struggling to find the identity, what they want to do at quarterback without a healthy Wright Baker is really what's holding this team down right now.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, Max, you asked if would it have been different with Wright Baker. I mean, he couldn't have played much worse, to be frank. And we've seen a lot of promise out of Ed this year, and again, there have been flashes of brilliance from Roberson and relative brilliance from Keel and Roberson, and I just feel like Ed's really the guy that needs to be under center for IU, and I'm not sure exactly. They wanted to save him for later in the season, but still, like you said, Justin, against it when you're up 10 on a team that's favored by 15, why not put in your best option?
Another thing of note too, I mean, the play calls were kind of questionable at times. They had a sellout blitz on one play when they were up 10-0, and I think one of the Harden brothers came on the blitz and wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to be guarding Illinois' top receiver, A.J. Jenkins, one-on-one, and he just went on the blitz. And so it left nobody on Jenkins, and he scored a 77-yard touchdown, and that really got Illinois rolling on offense. And then offensively, in the first half, they called so many zone option reads instead of passing it. On the drive Nathan mentioned when they had it at the 3 on 1st and goal, they never passed it one time. They ran it 3 times in a row and then kicked the field goal. So Wilson was supposed to be different in that regard, supposed to be more aggressive, and he was in the first 2 games, almost too aggressive in the first 2 games, and now he's scaled it back and gone the complete opposite way. So he's got to find some kind of balance and be more aggressive early and not try not to lose and try to play to win.
One thing, and this is getting a little away from the quarterbacks, but you just have to give credit to Illinois. They're 6-0. They're ranked. I mean, they've struggled to win a few of their games, but they are a good team. They're getting better. Shieldhouse and Jenkins just had a great game today. So you got to give a lot of credit to Illinois for responding from being down 10.
You look at the dynamics between those 2 players, and that really made up the majority of the offense, and especially there wasn't a lot in terms of a passing game besides those 2 guys. I think Jenkins had something like 170 yards, 182, and Shieldhouse didn't have much over 200 for the game. So I mean, you just see how if you have one good quarterback and one good receiver, that can really take you places. And Illinois is sort of proof of that this season.
The Dante Culpepper, Randy Moss style.
There you go.